How Sam Bankman-Fried played the government. Much of the conversation about the FTX fiasco was focused on how the absence of crypto regulations allowed people like Sam Bankman-Fried to defraud everyone. But the real lesson of the FTX situation is that once again, a member of the ruling class was able to manipulate the system to his own advantage. And this is exactly what happens when you have a massive administrative state that now controls so much of our government. Multi-billion-dollar healthcare companies draft basically all the healthcare legislation. The biggest pharmaceutical companies shape our drug laws. The biggest food processors draft our dietary and nutritional guidelines. And so it's no surprise that Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF, decided he would try to do the same thing. He handed out millions to members of Congress and often met with Biden White House officials, the chairman of the SEC, and the chairman of the CFTC, all in an effort to pass regulations that actually ran against everything that Bitcoin stands for, but would nevertheless benefit his company while pushing his competitors out of the marketplace. And so, as long as he kept his ruling class connections and said the correct woke things, and talked about how he would help with climate change and save the world and fix the weather, the usual nonsense, he could avoid politicians scrutinizing his business. And that's really the moral of the story. The solution is not necessarily more government regulations because they're almost always designed to benefit the powerful. Instead, it's about time we finally demand accountability from corrupt government officials and people like SBF who game the system. Until that happens, we can't expect anything to change.